So for those that want to learn to do a backflip, it may seem like jumping high is a really important factor, and even though it is a factor, it's not as high on the list as you may think. It's actually more of a function of coordination of different body parts at the same time, and that's something people miss. So in my journey of teaching, I've worked with gymnasts, I've worked with cheerleaders and adults and different people, and what I noticed is that there's a very specific way to jump that makes learning the backflip a lot easier, and it's something that's very subtle and kind of not obvious to most people. Even though jumping is obvious, what ends up happening is that there's a coordination with the arms and the legs that people miss. And if I'm just jumping as high as possible, the swing of the arms really doesn't give me a lot of height. It gives me maybe a couple centimeters. However, when I'm doing a backflip or a back handspring, the arms help provide the rotation of the body, and it's the timing of the arms that actually makes the move a lot easier. And if you have the timing of the arms and the legs, you really don't have to actually have a very high vertical at all in order to do a nice flip. Of course, it helps. So that's what I want to talk about today, is how to develop that coordination. Alright, so if you're an Olympic lifter and you follow Olympic lifting, we have that concept of triple extension, where the moment you lift the bar, you're extended in your knees, ankles, and hips at the same time. And that's important for jumping as well. Basically, all you're doing is extending your legs really fast, and that's what repels you in the air. The arms are also a factor in jumping, and the issue is that most people swing their arms slower than they jump because the arms have a much further distance to travel. So what we want to do is try to set up the timing so that the arms hit their full extension at the same time that the hips and knees and ankles do as well. So first drill, very simple. You just swing the arms back and forth. Arms are loose. I don't want the arms to carry too much tension because that actually takes power away from the swing. I'm going to keep the arms straight, but not in a strict way, so I don't want to bend because that shortens the leverage. But I don't necessarily need to put tension into locking out my arms either for this purpose. Ideally, depending on shoulder flexibility, if I can hit this position of something like 90 degrees in the back, that's going to help me a lot later on. So 90 degrees in the back, 90 degrees in the front, just getting used to that swing. And then what I'm going to do is start to add the legs with it. And the jump that we're going to be doing here is going to be a hip dominant jump. So if you're a dancer and you take ballet, the jumps that they do is chest vertical. It's mainly quad dominant. Main difference here is that I'm actually bending down with the chest a little bit to bend the hips so that I can extend them. So the bottom position of the jump looks a little bit different for everybody, but it's going to look something like this, where the butt is back, the chest is a little bit forward, I'm still on balance. Some people dig a little bit lower, some people don't drop their chest down very low, so it's different for everybody. But the idea is now this swing, we time it with the legs. Keep it simple, don't try to overthink it. We're going to add more to it later, but right now it's just understanding basic timing. And what we want to happen is that the hips go back and the chest goes down at the same time that the arms go back. And then likewise, we stand up when the arms go forward. So next step, we swing the arms, but this time, again, shoulder flexibility is going to be a factor here. It's not necessarily about how high you go. If you can get over the head, something like that, it's close enough. So arms go back, arms go up. Very important when we do this exercise is that I'm not moving my rib cage back and forth. So the movement happens purely in the shoulders. Loose arms, swing. And then again, we can add down and up. So what you're going to find, or what I find with a lot of people here, is that they'll typically stand up first and then the arms catch up. And again, in just a jump, it's not a big deal, but if we're doing a flip, you're already in the air, the arms don't have time to go back and help you out. So the idea is to get the arms to go sooner, and here are a couple drills to help with that. All right, so first drill, very awkward, but it helps you understand how powerful the arms can actually be. So essentially, we're going to keep the legs straight, we're going to keep the feet flat, we're going to try to jump only with the arms. And the way we do this is that I swing my arms up, and then I stop the arms abruptly. I'm actually even thinking about almost pulling down like I'm pulling with the arms, and the momentum from the arms gets transferred to the body, and I jump a little bit in the air. Not very high, like maybe a couple centimeters if I'm lucky. The idea is to understand that the arms can be used to provide lift. So something like this. My legs did absolutely nothing. There are actually people who can do a flip like that. I haven't tried. I don't know if I'm going to because I may land on my face, but something like that. So we swing the arms and we stop them. And that's going to be a technique more specific to the back tuck, which I'm not going to talk about now, but that's what helps continue the rotation. If we do the back handspring, the idea is the opposite, where the arms swing back and they keep reaching. Again, that's going to be a topic maybe for a separate video. Right now, it's just about the jump. So here. Next exercise is to exaggerate the opposite of the timing. So again, the arms have a lot longer to go, and that's why they usually lag behind. So I'm just gonna make the arms go first. I'm gonna do the opposite. So I get into my bottom position of my jump, I swing the arms, and then I stand up. This coordination, I'll say that it's harder than it looks. So here, swing, stand up. And the idea is once we do it faster is that it should feel like it's the weight of the arms that makes the rest of the body stand up. It's not actually going to happen when you jump. Your legs are providing most of the power, but again, the idea is to exaggerate this so you can start to include it, and then when your body finds kind of the median of the two, you'll actually find that you're more likely to extend the arms and the hips at the same time when you practice this drill of going early. Again, I'm not actually trying to stand up right now. It's more like I'm using the swing of the arms to initiate standing up. Powerful arm swing is really important. Next exercise, also really good for basic coordination. I'm trying not to hit this chandelier. Is we're gonna do arm circles backwards, and we're gonna time small jumps with the arm circles so that you should do the jump when the arms go up is when you jump. So something like this. You can do a bunch of them if you need to do some kind of cardio exercise, but it's the same idea of, again, coordinating. I'm saying this a lot, I'm repeating it, but we're trying to coordinate the arms and the legs at the same time. So once again, arm circle, arm circle, arm circle, jump, 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 jump. So the arms go around as the body's going down, and the arms go up as the body goes up. So now we try this concept with the main jump itself. You don't have to jump high, and later on we can play with the amplitude of the jump, but as I said before, it's more about timing right now than it is about height. Height and power, it's easy to build later, we can always add that, but timing and technique is something that's a little bit more subtle. So, this position, very important. Arms back, hips down. I'm trying to make that happen at the same time, so there's a timing to the jump. It's like I stretch the rubber band, and then I pop it up, and the arms and the hips are together. They're coordinated. So, again, I'm trying not to hit this chandelier. I'm not gonna jump super high. So that arm circle, if you can see, I'll try to go a little bit further. I'm doing that same arm circle. So the arms go up, and on the way down, I circle around. Again, when I circle around, I'm not opening the chest. I'm keeping the rib cage locked, let's say. So, and very important when I'm in the air, I land in the same spot and I'm looking forward. So I don't look down, I don't lean, just straight up and down. So, see, I hit the chandelier. I'm working on removing that. But anyway, I can jump higher, and if I jump higher, the main difference is that I'm holding my arms until I reach the apex, and then that's when they circle around. So, shoot from the side. Something like this. Up. And I circle around and I go forward. Again, basic jump. This idea of sticking landing is something you can include. So in gymnastics, essentially, if they take a step or if they don't land as if they were stuck to the floor, they get deductions. So when you're doing these basic jumps, it's a good thing to include. I think when you land, that's it, you land. If you take a step, if you're off balance, it means the precision of your landing wasn't quite there. And later on we can talk about how to take steps to dissipate force, but right now it's good to think of this idea of sticking the landing. So, one more time, jump, up. If I go low, if I don't jump as high, I just have to swing my arms sooner. So if I don't jump high, one more time. If I jump high, and stick. Very important basic coordination. I know it seems, we get excited and we say, oh, I want to learn the backflip right away. But if you spend a little bit of time working these drills and working this jump coordination, it's going to happen so much faster and so much easier. So as always, just another subtle detail. Let me know what else you want to see. Like, share, subscribe. If your friends are learning the backflip or if you want to learn it, trust me, take some time, learn how to jump using your arms, and it will happen so much easier and so much faster. Check below for my upcoming events if you want to learn from me in person. I do teach workshops on handstands and acrobatics and other physical arts, especially with the perspective of how to learn it as an adult. So I think it's always very interesting, and I'm all over the world. So check that out. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and I'll see you next time.